Victor, you went down there obviously to play good golf and to enjoy the time there. We know you played good golf, but how overall did you enjoy the last week?
I did enjoy it, yeah. It's kind of hard to, I didn't really expect much because I didn't know how it was going to be like or what it was going to be like, but I got to play with some awesome players and in front of a great atmosphere and play some good golf as well, which helped the experience.
When you talk about how quickly that week went, I mean, you're just kind of going out there, you say, just trying to get through, play some good golf, and then on Sunday you're sitting next to Tiger Woods in Butler cabin. What's that like?
Yeah, the week went pretty quick, but then also when I look back at the whole week, it was a long week too, because there's just so much that happened. But yeah, definitely after playing well and earning the low-hander recognition, well, that was pretty special. But then getting to sit right next to Tiger, that was kind of the cherry on the top.
Whenever the TV cameras cut to you guys in Butler cabin, you and him were having a conversation. What were you guys talking about?
Yeah, I didn't know the cameras were rolling, so I quickly realized that later, and I felt a little bad. But I just told him that I was there playing at the Junior Invitational at Sage Valley when he came, and I just told him it's pretty cool to be sitting right next to you right now. So.
Was he receptive back to you? I mean,
yeah, he was really nice, and he thought it was cool. So. He was great. I'm sure he was happy.
You played with, you referenced this, you played with a lot of champions, even over the course of the week. Was there anyone who was most helpful or that you enjoyed spending time with that surprised you?
They were all really helpful. I learned some things here and there from Sergio, and then Bernard Longer had some other things to add, and then Ricky was great, and played with Brooks and DJ as well, and they were all really great at just giving me advice. You kind of think of those guys as kind of in their own head and just doing their thing, but they did a really good job of kind of taking care of me, which I was a little surprised over. And then in a tournament, you're focused on your game, right, and you're just kind of chit-chatting. So wasn't really much advice to get there, but no, they were all really good to me.
Just in general, how did the experience at Augusta compare to your expectations?
Yeah, I don't even know. I've had that question a couple times before, and I don't really know how to answer it because I just had no clue how the week was going to be like. But to play Augusta, that course is amazing, and I didn't quite fathom how many people were out there watching, and so that was crazy. And obviously just I played with 7 major champions out there for the week, and that's pretty cool to see. And I got to see some variations of it from Brooks and DJ, kind of the longer and straighter hitters, and kind of more impressive, if you could say, and then Bernard Longer, which is still winning every single golf tournament, just like a machine. So it was really cool to see that mix as well, and then obviously to play well.
How did you adjust to having such a big crowd out there?
I think I just kind of prepared myself the first day, just knowing that they were going to be there. But I was surprisingly calm for when I was playing, and I think playing the national championship out here and getting to play a couple of the PGA Tour events that I played really prepped me for that. So I just kind of felt ready to go and just play my game.
They always talk about how at Augusta, kind of the roar of the crowd kind of rolls throughout the entire golf course. What's that like when you're out there playing and you just hear something from behind you or in front of you?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's either, if it's a big roar, it's either a hole-in-one or a Tiger Woods making a birdie. So no, it's pretty cool. It gives you chills down your spine, and it's cool if you get to hit a couple of nice shots as well that the crowd like. You can kind of get a feel from that, and it kind of gives you a little momentum going forward to the next few holes. So that's really cool.
What did you do the time between your round ending and Tiger's round ending? What were you doing then?
After the last round?
Yeah.
So I went there was a member that took me down to a cabin, and we literally sat there with a couple of the other members, just watching the Tiger and the other guys play the last few holes. And I think when he was on 17, they took me to Butler's cabin, and I was standing there with Patrick Reed, and Jim Nance was in the corner kind of still commenting, and just kind of getting ready for everything to happen.
So were you watching on TV then?
Yeah, I wasn't on the 18th green. I would have wanted to, because I heard it was pretty loud when Tiger won, but I'm not complaining.
Then when that moment happened, when you're waiting in the cabin and then Tiger walks in after winning, how kind of surreal was that then?
Yeah, they kind of had us sitting on the chairs on beforehand, just kind of make sure everything's ready. And then he kind of just quickly came in and tapped my back and said, "Hey, awesome playing, congrats." And I didn't really know what to say. I was sitting down and just kind of looking up. But that was definitely the most nervous I was the whole week.
When were you back in Stillwater?
I got back Monday, so the day after.
1:30.
Was it 1:30?
1:30.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. Thanks, Ryan.
Did you go to class, or did you come?
I only
did you go
had
home,
one class
or-
in the morning, so I missed that one. But I went to class the next day.
So you just went home.
Yeah.
And you,
yeah.
where's that? Where's your
I
life?
live in the dorms on campus. Yeah.
So you go from Butler cabin with Tiger to the
Yeah.
dorm here in Stillwater.
Yeah.
Was your head still halfway back in Augusta when you got home, or had you pivoted to back to the real
I had
world?
pivoted. It was kind of nice to get back to Stillwater, just to kind of relax a little bit and kind of go back to normal.
What was the reaction from your teammates here like?
They were happy for me. Sent me some nice congratulatory texts, and just talked about it for a little bit, and obviously it was exciting.
Kind of going back to your play at the Masters, was there any certain moment where maybe you kind of settled in mentally, or maybe Coach Bratton kind of helped you really gain confidence?
I was probably more tensed up early in the first round, but I made a really nice birdie on number 2 to kind of settle my nerves a little bit. But then I made a really bad bogey on 3, and I made another bogey on, what hole was that? I can't even remember, it's all blur. But I was over par early in the front 9, after the front 9, and then I hit it in the water on 11. But I made a really nice bogey to still be 2 over. And then after that, I kind of hit some good shots and made some birdies that got me back. And that's kind of when I started to ease down a little bit, that knowing that, okay, I have a few, not easy holes, but I can make something happen. And I did, and I ended up being in a decent position after the first round, and then I was kind of ready to keep going.
What was it like for you to have those 3 other amateurs who also made the cut, kind of going through the experience with you?
Yeah, I thought that was really cool, especially Oliver Ortiz. We're really good friends, and it was good to see him playing well as well. And obviously it was really competitive. And I think that's really cool to see that amateur golf has such a high standard. And I'd say I definitely didn't play lights out, and I don't think the other 3 amateurs did that either. And I think that's pretty cool. I think that's something that we all will take a lot from.
The Masters is really all about tradition. I mean, there's so many little different things that they do, and you got to do quite a bunch of them. What was the par 3 contest like? Was that just kind of a nice relaxing day, or was it, how'd you approach that?
That was fun. I played 9 holes earlier in the day, and I felt like I was kind of ready to go. But then instead of kind of just sitting around and getting all 10s, it was nice to play the par 3. I played with 2 fellow Scandinavians, the 2 Danish guys, and I had my dad on the bag, and it was kind of just a fun moment. Just super relaxed. You're just out there, talking and enjoying it.
How much impact is this having back home, what you're doing here?
I don't know. I know I'm getting a lot of congratulations for back home, and I actually had a few Norwegian guys come over to watch, which is really cool. But I don't know the overall impact. I'm not the right person to ask.
Where does golf rank in Norway?
I mean, there's a lot of people that play it, but it doesn't really have or carry that much significance. It's mainly soccer. That's the main part. When it's not winter, and in the winter it's cross country skiing or
Right.
every other skiing or winter sport.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's not that big, but I think maybe they're starting to realize that it's a world sport and
Mhm.
kind of bigger than a lot of other sports that we enjoy doing.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
That's a hard sport to play, right?
It is.
I remember reading somebody how you played in snow even once or
Yeah,
flurries at least. I don't know.
yeah. I mean, I spent 4 or 5 months indoors hitting balls
Right.
of the year, so it's not easy to recruit kids to play golf.
Yeah.
And especially in the summer, the courses aren't great compared to what we were used to. So it's just a different deal.
Sure.
Did this experience help you think at all about kind of what your decision will be for what you'll do after this season?
A little bit, of course. I think I played with a lot of really good players, and I saw that my game wasn't that far from them. Obviously, there's things that I need to improve and want to improve, but it's cool to see that I can play kind of my everyday game and still hang with some of the best players in the world.
I know you talked about Butler Cabin. Any other interactions with Tiger that were kind of your favorite stories?
He was a busy man at that time, so I just said congrats, and he said good playing, and that was kind of it. But that was really cool.
You have a few more college tournaments before the U.S. Open and the PGA Championship as well. Is your mindset going to change for those majors, getting to go play in them as well, now that you've gotten to play in one?
You mean the U.S. Open?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, we're playing for some big things as well here. We're trying to go back to back, which no other Oklahoma State team has ever done before. So I'm just going into every single tournament as, a really important thing, and I'm trying to treat every tournament as the same. Even though that's not easy to do, but you're a part of a team, and you're not a part of a team anymore if you're professional. So I really cherish my time here being with the guys and trying to win college events.
How big was that for you in Butler Cabin to be wearing the orange and the swinging Pete and to represent your school the way you played out there last week?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I'm proud to be a Cowboy, and I like the orange shirt, and especially I knew he was wearing red, so we needed to counter that a little bit. No, it's yeah, I've had a blast, playing college golf here, and it brings a smile on my face putting that orange shirt on every time. So, and I have been doing that every kind of Sunday or last round of a tournament. Kind of had a thing doing that, so I just decided to keep that going.
Victor, how did you end up here?
I played just golf in Europe, and
Right.
They have this tournament called the European Boys Team Championship, and usually a lot of college coaches come to that to recruit because kind of the best players from every single country represent their country in that tournament. And coach saw me there in 2013 in Scotland, and he just kind of kept an eye out, and I kept on progressing, and then finally I ended up here.
Had you heard of Stillwater, Oklahoma even?
Not at that time, no.
Yeah.
So I visited 4 schools, and we don't really know. You can say Oral Roberts or Oklahoma State. That doesn't really mean anything to me.
Right.
It doesn't really compute. So after I took my visits, then it kind of went clear.
Sure.
How much time at Augusta did you have to prepare before the tournament started?
Well, you kind of get as much as you want, but you don't really want to kind of wear yourself out because it's a long and busy week. And so I just played 9 holes every day leading up to the tournament, and we had some weather delays, so you couldn't really be out there, which I think almost helped. It kind of forced me to sit inside a little bit and relax and just kind of mentally get ready for it. So yeah, I like that strategy, but I mean, you can play 36 holes if you want, but I don't know if that's a very good idea.
After that final round, you guys sweated out a little bit because Ortiz is riding your tail. And how did you feel overall whenever you found out that you were the low am, that you were alone?
Yeah, obviously I kind of had a good round going on Sunday. I was 2 under after 11 holes, and on number 3 I hit a good wedge shot, and I missed the putt to go to 3 under. And after that coming in, I just hit some bad iron shots, made some sloppy bogeys, and kind of finished a little poorly. I felt like I had a good momentum going halfway through the round, and knew that if I could make a couple birdies in, that would be a really, really sweet finish. But I didn't know where I was standing with that amateur race. He had, I think, maybe 2 holes to go when I heard that he was 1 shot back and he birdied 8. And I didn't know. I asked a couple how do they go about picking the kind of the low guy for the tie? And then I heard someone say, I guess you guys both are just going to be in there. And I was like, oh, that'd be sweet. Because I think, Oliver is a great guy and we're good friends. So I thought that'd be really special to share that moment with him in there. Fortunately, he made a bogey, but so I was rooting for him to, for us to be in there together. But yeah, it was. I mean, I had a good time. It was a really special moment for me.
A non-golf question. Did you really learn the language by watching movies?
Well, we learn it in school, but that's kind of where I accentuated it, I guess. I just watched a lot of movies. Yeah.
Anything particular help?
Well, obviously if you're just starting out and don't know that much, you're going to watch the simpler stuff, but I enjoyed watching like the movie Lincoln.
Okay.
Because there's so many old-fashioned hard words that no one uses anymore. Or the one, which one's that called? Amistad.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
So
I thought that one was cool. Yeah, just super weird stuff with a lot of interesting
Thinking
words.
Man's movies.
Yeah.
You like
Yeah.
the challenge, it sounds
Exactly.
like. What do you like that you can get here that you can't get back home?
So that's a good question. Yeah, I mean some food stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean I'm not too picky. I can eat whatever, but I do like my mom's food and just kind of my friends back home and kind of just the culture back home. But I feel like I've adapted pretty well to how life is over here.
Do people put cheese on their fries in Oslo?
No, we don't. We don't. No, not that many fast food restaurants either. So yeah, it's a little different, but I enjoy it here.
Yeah, all right.
Anything else? Thank you, guys.